Hey there everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hello, and I hope everyone's having an excellent week. We're here with another WIP and Chat. The WIP and Chat is a work in progress. Essentially, I'm working on my current diamond painting kit or canvas, so feel free to listen along, follow along when you're doing chores or your own crafts, or you just like to catch up on how things are going with your pals on YouTube. So hi and welcome. If you are interested in additional videos like this, feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Otherwise, yeah, I just thought I'd sit down and do a little bit of diamond painting. I'm currently working on the Red Gate of Hongo in Snow. This is by Hiroaki Takahashi, I believe, is the artist. This is an old Masters kit that I got off of Uniquely Yours Down Under, and I'm doing it as part of the Summer with the Masters event. So as far as tools and items, I've got my Munimade tray here. I've been using this for a couple diamond painting sessions just to kind of get a feel for it, see how it performs. This is the large tray in teal. And then for a diamond painting pen, I've got my Norse Alchemist hand-turned pen. This is a shop on Etsy. I'll include it in the link or in the description box below. Single placer with some glue dots, multi-placer with just the wax that comes with your diamond art kits, or just the pink wax. So, and it's a 3-placer. So yeah, it's been a quite the week. This is going to be going up on Wednesday, but it's actually the end of the weekend, Sunday evening. I just have been... The weekdays have been kind of crazy for me, so I'm cramming a lot of filming into my Sunday afternoons and evenings now. It's kind of really my only day to really sit down and film and edit. So I have some time here and there during the week, but not a lot. So yeah, I'm just trying to kind of get ahead of the game on some things and just kind of make sure that I'm prepared and I have content ready to go out for everyone. That way we're not doing this whole like long stints with no videos, which who knows, that might end up being the case during later on in the summer. I am a pretty active summer person. I actually just got back from a hike with Apollo. We went to Cataract Lake Trail, which is about 30 minutes outside of Silverthorne, Colorado, so kind of up in the mountains a little bit. And so it's like a 2.3-mile loop, and it's absolutely gorgeous. If I can remember, I will throw an image in here, or maybe I'll just pop it in at the beginning. If you saw a really nice photo of a lake and some mountains, that was the hike that we went on today. So yeah, we went and did that, and we actually did that twice. So it ended up being just about 5 miles. We walked into down to the lakefront too, which adds to the length of the hike. So about 5 miles. I'm trying to add a half a mile to his to what he can do, or what I'm putting him through every week or couple weeks, adding about a half a mile, maybe a little bit less, so I can get him accustomed to longer hikes. This is definitely the longest one he's been on, and it's easy to moderate depending on your ability level. It's easy for me. It's essentially just kind of a stroll. But for him and his little puppy legs, he gets tired pretty quick. And it was a fairly warm day. It was overcast, but still warm. So that heat kind of tires him out pretty quickly. So yeah, that's what we did today. And so I've been doing stuff like that pretty much on the weekends. I'm snagging my other Munimade tray I picked up. This is the UV color changing one. So in direct sunlight or direct light, it changes colors. I found that even up against a window, it doesn't really change colors. Maybe if it's super bright out, but that just goes to show that the windows are doing their job and preventing all those UV rays from coming right in. So I had to like physically take it outside to do a picture of it when I did my review, which you should have seen already. No, wait, yes, that should have come out yesterday, or my unboxing, not my review. So So yeah, I'm using these trays, just trying to put them through their paces. I've been using them off and on for pretty much since I got them. So at least a few diamond painting sessions, and so far so good. I can say that the way that I place, so like as you can see, I kind of like bring my hand up onto the corner of the tray and then grab something and then bring it over the tray and place it, which I know a lot of people do, but for some reason these taller trays make it a little bit harder to kind of get in there and get over the wall to grab the diamonds, just with how I rest my hand on the corner of the tray. So I do like it for the fact that when I shake my drills, I'm not really worried about them going anywhere, and when I'm putting them back into their container, I don't really have to like be any more careful or less careful. Sorry if you hear some background grunts and groans. Apollo is sleeping right now and he must be dreaming. Oh, it's so cute when he does that. But yeah, so we went and did that hike. Oh my god, I kind of don't want to talk so you guys can hear it, but he does this like, I know most dogs, oh there he goes, most dogs do it, but he like kind of barks and like whines a little bit in his sleep when he's dreaming, and sometimes his legs will start going, and it's so freaking cute. I love it. So anyway, he's tuckered out, not only from the hike, but then when we got down, there's this brewery called Pug Ryan's in Dillon, with Dillon and Silverthorne are kind of sister cities. So they're right next to each other, and I can't really tell the difference between one and the other, but so in Dillon, there's a brewery called Pug Ryan's, and it's close to the Dillon Lake. And then on the lake, they have a little food truck that they call like the Dillon Marina Tiki Bar. So it's run by Pug Ryan's, but essentially it's a little tiki bar right on the water that has like Hawaiian or island themed drinks. And then not really island themed food. It's like hamburger, hot dog, bratwurst. They have some tacos, some like little like fish tacos. And then they had wings. I ended up getting the wings. And what was it called? It was called like they called it a lava flow. And I guess it's a frozen pina colada with like strawberry daiquiri poured on. I don't know. It was just a sugary sugar bomb, but it was good. It was refreshing to have a frozen drink after a long hike. But so we went there and walked around the marina a little bit, and he was playing with, there was a bunch of dogs there and he was playing with them. So it was just a lot of like stimulus on top of the exercise. So he, like, as soon as he got in the car, he passed out. And then we got home and I let him out to go pee and gave him the second half of his lunch because he only ate half on the trail. And he has just been, he played with me for like a little bit. And then I sat down to start editing videos, and he was out, and he's been out for about an hour. So hopefully he stays pretty calm the rest of the evening, because that was quite a bit of exercise. He has been a little bit more rambunctious recently. He's definitely going into his puppy mode, but nothing that is like unmanageable. He's still a very mild-mannered puppy, all things considered. But I'm just so used to him being like extra like chill, and he's losing a little bit of his chill, which is fine. It's to be expected. So I think it's more of an adjustment thing for me. But we're doing great. He's just so sweet. I love him so much. Every morning he kind of wakes me up with little kisses, and like likes to kind of like, he'll sleep at the foot of the bed when we're sleeping, and then in the morning when I start to wake up, he'll get up and kind of come up to where I'm at, and then kind of nuzzle up against my face and kind of get under the covers a little bit. And it's almost like he's like, don't wake up, don't go, like, let's just hang out. So he like gives me the loves when he knows it's almost time to get up, to try to keep me in bed, and it does work. So but yeah, I think the biggest thing with him right now is the crate training and just managing not keeping him in there too long, because I have to be at work Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Like, not a minute later and not a minute earlier. So it makes it a little bit difficult if I hear him whining, or like over like the last part of the week, like Thursday and Friday, he was having some tummy issues. And so I was like, oh my gosh, if he has an accident in that kennel, it's it's going to be a nightmare. And so I was like, really like talking to my supervisor. I'm like, if I see him in distress or he's giving looks like there's going to be a problem, because I can see him on a camera that I set up in here, then I need to either get home or try to get somebody to get there, because I can't have that. So so she's been pretty flexible, but it's still trying to like, there's just this inherent stress that comes with like trying to manage another living thing's like schedule and time and stuff, even though it's a puppy. But it is a lot. It's more than what I'm used to, which is just worrying about myself. So yeah, it's been great. It's been an absolute joy, and my mood has increased. Like everything is just kind of not as like, I don't know, I guess I'm just not stressing as much as I used to about little things. And like, he's really making me be a more patient, and like, I don't know, I'm just in a better mood. So anyway, so I've been using the Munimade trays. You can see one there, you can see this one here, but I only have 2, and I need more than that for the amount of confetti and kind of color changing that's going on through here. So you're going to start to see some Nix's Notions pop up, because that's all my other trays. But just keep that in mind. This isn't a single brand or single company video. I'm using what I've got because I can't constantly be changing out just those 2 trays. So we're going for 3, which is 29. But we'll talk a little bit about this kit. So this is, like I said, an old masters. I really like the style. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it really is mine. I absolutely love it. And I can say that these, I guess I can't say, I need more time with them. I've only done 1, 2. This is my 3rd section that you're seeing here. But these drills are as close to perfect that I think I've seen. They're in line with like Diamond Art Club. Diamond Dots had really consistent drills, but I was just shocked. Like I just finished that Distracted by Diamonds Soul of the Rose, which the drills were they weren't bad, but they weren't great. Like I think the biggest thing with those was inconsistent drill sizes. Some would be really big, not really big, but some would be big, some would be small. Some of them were like a double drill, like for whatever reason that they didn't get like, the mold must have been incorrect. So you'd have like, it was like a 1.5 drill and the facets were all distorted. So I kind of ran into that a bit with that kit. So I was just kind of prepping myself for, okay, this is probably what it's like with companies that aren't like those like big companies like Diamond Dots and Diamond Art Club. And even Diamond Painting Deutschland, their drills were better than Distracted by Diamonds, and I certainly didn't notice as much irregularity in size. I did notice trash, like knobbly bits and stuff, but not a lot of like irregular size drills. But Distracted by Diamonds definitely had some odd ones there, especially in the darker colors. But here, you'll get these little bits of like you can, especially on this black tray, you can see like a little bit like that, which to me isn't necessarily trash because I would never use that. But you get stuff like that, just kind of little leftovers in process. But for the most part, like all of these squares are like exactly the same size and have a nice shine to them. They snap together beautifully. And there is trash, like I can see right here. That piece, you probably won't be able to see that, but that one has just a little bit of like something, but it's so thin, like the little knobbly bit is so thin. It's not like those thick ones that'll push your other drills out of the way. So I don't know, I'm sure I'm gonna run into trash here and there, but I was just kind of shocked by how nice these drills are. They did have quite a bit of static when I was kitting them up. So I don't know if static is in relation to the weather or is supposed to be in relation to like the quality of the drill or what it's made out of. But certain canvases, like the Diamond Dots one, those slippery little drills like just slipped right in their containers. The same with, dare I say it, one of the most recent Paint with Diamonds kit that I started kitting up. Those were really nice too. But yeah, this one had quite a bit of static. So yeah, I'm very pleasantly surprised with the quality of these drills. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but I just, after coming off the Distracted by Diamonds one, I was like, okay, I need to lower my expectations for some of these smaller companies and their drills, because I'm sure they don't have the like their manufacturer might not have the same like budget to do the quality checks that some of those larger companies, and I think Diamond Art Club even manufactures their own drills, so it's like they kind of really taken that next step to perfection in their drills. So I get it, but these are really good. It kind of makes me curious, like, where is Uniquely Yours Down Under getting their diamonds? The only diamonds or drills here that are not from the kit are the 5200s that are not AB. So you can see up here in this area that I have done already, there's a mix of regular and AB in this white. And this is actually two different colors, this white. There's like one that's like a little, you can see it popping out here. It's slightly more ivory, ever so slightly more ivory. And then the rest is 5200. So reason for that is Uniquely Yours Down Under. And yeah, I've mentioned it numerous times. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but to just paint a picture and tell a story, I suppose. So they sent me, what color am I working on? 29, number 3. Okay. They sent me all ABs for the B5200 for this kit. And it is a massive amount of white that's in this kit. So this, basically all these check marks are all the white, and it's all snow. And this title of the canvas is Red Gate of Hongo in Snow. So like there is white all up like this entire side over here, all across the top of the canvas, and kind of the sky area. It's like blue mixed with like the white clouds. And then here, pretty much this entire bottom. So I'd say it's at least 50%, if not more, white. So if you could imagine all of that being AB, just how potentially blinding that could be. And especially considering this style of work, this style of canvas, I just didn't think it was, I don't want to say appropriate, because I mean, you can do what you want, but you could make this a full crystal, but I just didn't think it was necessarily fitting for this style of artwork. And it was more about personal preference than anything else. So long story short, I ended up needing to order my own regular 5200s to supplement. So that's what I did. I used Diamond Drills USA, and I got 9 bags, each of 2,000 drills, so 18,000 5200s, the regular kind. So what I've been doing is, let me just place this and I'll show you. Okay, so what I've been doing is, do we have it out? Yes. Nope, no we don't. Cool. I have a container that I put pretty much 90% regular 5200s in, and then I top it off with just a little room to spare with the ABs. So here's the ABs, which actually have more of an ivory color from Diamond Drills USA, as opposed to the actual white. You can see that pretty substantial color difference. So this is what Distracted by Diamonds sent me, 5200 AB, which I don't think those are very pure white. And I also, if it was all this, it would almost maybe give it a kind of a yellow tinge to it. So I'm glad that I got these, because these are from Diamond Drills USA and they're kind of that pure white. So it doesn't really look that different from a color standpoint on the canvas, because these are the shiny side up, so it kind of doesn't really allow that yellowness to come through necessarily. I'm curious to see what they'd look like in pure, like a true pure white. But this is what, do I keep saying Distracted by Diamonds? Uniquely Yours Down Under. This is what Uniquely Yours Down Under has as their white 5200s, just for reference. So anyway, so I will fill this up to like about here, and then I'll top it with some ABs. My idea is to kind of do a 10 to 1, or I guess 90% regular drills and then 10% ABs. So I get them in here and I just shake, 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 and then dump it into my tray and just let it happen randomly. While I'm diamond painting, if I notice there's a big splotch of ABs, I will break that up a little bit and just kind of hand pick or single place some regular drills just to break it up a little bit. But for the most part, I'm just going with it. I'm just placing them as they land on my drill pen. So it's been kind of interesting. It makes it a little bit more scattered, which I hope works out well. And I'm trying to create some bigger blocks and breaks of it too. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how it all turns out. I don't think I'm gonna love it. I already going into it, I'm like, I should have maybe just not done any ABs on this canvas at all. There's some ABs in other areas of the canvas as well. Because I ordered the canvas with 2 to 6 ABs, I think is what it said. And I just assumed it would kind of be charted like, you know, a Diamond Art Club where someone has kind of selected like, oh, we'll do a little highlighting here or put some ABs here to bring attention to this. You know, it's not like big swaths, but it almost feels like, and I don't know if this is the case, it almost feels like with Uniquely Yours Down Under, they just pick 2 to 6 colors on the chart seemingly at random, and those are your ABs, and it doesn't matter if there's 10 of those drills on the canvas or 20,000. That is what it is. So I'm curious to see what their process is and if they are kind of doing that a little bit more by hand or how that works, but it seems a little bit random and a little bit haphazard, and for this kit I think it potentially negatively impacts the overall look of the canvas, but we'll see. I'm gonna like it no matter what, and I really love this artwork, so I'm hoping that it turns out okay. And I'm trying not to like overthink it and just kind of let the process be the process, and just trust in that process, I suppose. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and switch up colors again too. Let's go for maybe this C here and see how many we can get done. I'm not going fully down right now because the tripod literally is like right up against this section. It's harder to film for me with these sections going this way as opposed to this way. I feel like I have less working room, but we're gonna do the best we can. So let's see here. C is 33. Awesome. So yeah, this color palette though, oh my gosh, it's like all of these icy blues and minty blues and lots of white and just like a lot of kind of snow, winter, ice and snow colors. And then the actual building or structure itself is in all of these bright, bright reds. Like these, like think anything from like neon to kind of ketchup-y colored reds to almost more pinkish to closer to orange. It's all these bright reds. There's only I think 1 or 2 that would be a more deeper kind of maroon color. Everything else is like very poppy. This is a rather vibrant color palette, and I'm super excited. And it was like that in the image, but I guess I didn't expect it to translate that bright. And maybe that will make those ABs okay. Like maybe it'll just fall right in line with kind of the rest of the color palette, because you kind of have these more icy tones, and then that building just like hits you with that red. It's so unique, and I don't know, I just love it so much. When I saw it on Uniquely Yours Down Under, I was like, that's it, because I don't know, I'm not super big into old masters, I guess, that are, and I say this, but then I just finished a John William Waterhouse and I loved that kit, but I'm not super into, I guess here's what I'll say. I'm not into like the landscape photos like this. I would consider this piece a landscape, but the ones that have like the cottages with the deer in the background, I've just never been into that kind of style. That Soul of the Rose is not like that. That's different. So, but yeah, I kind of like things that are a little bit more obscure and maybe have some more interesting color palettes. And have an interesting subject or subject matter. And so I was talking with Katie from Diamonds and Washi. I was messaging her and just kind of like chit-chatting about old masters and summer with the masters, and just how awesome this event is, and how it kind of has opened up a whole new realm of like diamond like artwork that it didn't even phase me. And I've never really been that into like collecting artwork or anything like that until I started diamond painting, but certainly not old masters. I was pretty much going off of whatever was on Diamond Art Club and whatever was on or in customs, and then like the space themed kits that I picked up from Diamond Painting Deutschland. But I wasn't thinking old masters, that's for sure. And so this definitely has turned me on to the subject or the genre. And now it's all I can shop for. Now I look at some of like the newer artists and stuff. And I've mentioned this, I think it was in my last Whip and Chat or something. Maybe my finish, I'm not sure, that I did for Soul of the Rose. But yeah, now I'm just like, it's old masters or it's nothing, or at least the other stuff is not at the top of my priority list whatsoever. Like now I'm going on all these auction sites and looking up like old auctions that they did for old masters kits, or I'm looking up museum archives of like images that they have online and just trying to find some older artwork that like speaks to me. And I think I freaked Katie out because I don't know, maybe she hasn't seen that message yet, but I was like, this is so cool, because I was talking about potentially doing a continuation of their event, maybe this year, maybe next year, who knows? I'm still kind of brainstorming, but like I was thinking like Falling for the Masters, or Holidays with the Masters, or something like that. I didn't want to be too copy and paste, but like, let's keep working on these kits. Let's find a new reason to pull them out. So I was thinking, what could I potentially do? And like with the following that I have, maybe I'll just let that grow a little bit more. And I still need to kind of get my name out there and participate more in other things. That way, if I do start an event, it's like, oh, it's just me, it's my own, it's just me doing this event. So I'll probably maybe wait till next year until I'm a little bit more seasoned of a diamond painter. But I thought like the Falling with the Masters could also be like a spooky theme, like during the fall, of like find some old masters artwork that is a little bit more dark or like macabre, or even like, I think I used the word grotesque to Katie because I found this artist, his name is like Paul Rubin something or other, and he has these gorgeous images with incredible detail and an incredible color contrast. I would think that they would test the limits of like what rendering could do. I'd be really curious to see what some diamond painting companies would be able to do with it, because just the amount of intricacy is over the top. But his subject matter is pretty dark. So the one that I sent Katie was like Medusa, and it's after, I forget who it was, but some Greek god cuts the head off of Medusa in like some battle or something. I was reading a little bit about the history and lore of the subject, and there's lots of different artists of I think it's like Baroque time, that did similar renditions of Medusa being killed. And so it's like this decapitated Medusa head on the ground with these eyes that are just haunting. And then all the different snakes, and I guess a different artist helped the main artist with the animals, because his specialty back in the time was animal images. So there's these incredibly detailed and varied snakes that some are still like attached to her head, and some are like crawling away or like slithering away, trying to get away. Some are like fighting each other, and I think one's even like biting Medusa's face. And it's just kind of like icky, but fascinating. Like, it's just the amount of detail, and it's just so haunting, and it makes you feel something, whether that's, oh, that is cool, or oh God, So I sent it to Katie like, la la la, what do you think of this one? And I'm sure she was like, unsubscribe. Because I can definitely like, yeah, I have an appreciation for like dark humor and like dark themes and stuff. And it's not all I like as far as like media and stuff, it's not all I'll consume, but like I am definitely a true crime podcast buff. And you know, like even today on the hike, I was listening to a podcast called Dark Poutine, and it is a true crime podcast focused on events from Canada, which I think is a topic or an area that it kind of gets overlooked when it comes to like that style of media, like Canada. I guess there's a number of them now, but this podcast covers everything from like disasters to murders to missing people that are unexplained to UFOs to hauntings. It's all over the place. And so I kind of just throw that on my headphones and keep it really low because I still like to hear nature and stuff. But it's just like to kind of keep me company while I'm walking, and I can still hear, and I can see Apollo obviously, but I just like to hear my surroundings. I don't completely go, into noise cancellation mode when I'm outside, because who knows who's coming up on you, or a cyclist might be trying to get by and you're just like jamming out to Britney Spears or whatever. So I try to be conscious of that. But anyway, so I'm hiking and they just were talking about this murder case that was just like, oh God, like yikes. And I'm just hiking along, la la la, and I'm walking by these families, and I kind of stopped in my head and I'm like, what if all these people heard what you were listening to on this like gorgeous, beautiful, picturesque hike that is just like sunshine and wildflowers, and you're here listening to like, and then they discovered the body and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, what kind of person am I? So yeah, so anyway, I sent Katie that artwork, and I don't think she wrote back yet. I sent a second one because I was like, ooh, bad call. So I was like, reverse. I was like, oh, this artist also does this other one, and it's like, is it David I forget who it is, but it's like a biblical character, biblical person, and he's in a lion's den, and so it's this image of him in the lion's den with this very kind of like pensive, like, oh my god, like I'm about to die. So he's got his legs crossed and he's kind of doing that, like trying to make himself as small as possible and like looking up, and almost looks like he's either yelling for help or just kind of has a look of shock and like fear in his eyes. But then there's all these lions around him, and all of the lions look very calm, like they're just kind of like don't really notice him. So the juxtaposition of like these really chill lions around this man who you can tell is in like very in a lot of distress, and that like contrast of those emotions, and that there's so much fear in him from these animals that don't really seem to be paying much mind to him. It's so interesting. And so I sent her that one, and I was like, what, this one's also cool, like almost as like, this one isn't so bad. And I'm like, that's also bad, Anthony. Like neither of these are like good fun, like, ooh, a witch, or like for Halloween, like, oh, a pumpkin patch. Like it's like either a dismembered head or a man fearing for his life. And I was like, okay. So I just was like, enough. I gotta stop. I gotta go to bed. So but yeah, maybe that gives you a little window into like the artwork that if I could pick, that's still, those styles of images are still in something I'd like. What the heck? Do you see this? So in these drills, there's like a little piece of wood, maybe? That just came out of that container. Or is it just cardboard? Let me see if I can grab it. Ugh. It's like I'm sorry, I'm not going to show my fingernails too much because I was hiking and I really need to scrub under them, because there's certain areas where it's like there's like a side offshoot of that trail that's a little bit more difficult that we went up, or it's kind of like a detour, and you got to scramble slightly up a little area. And so I got a bunch of dirt, and then also Apollo was getting all up into the mud, and everything. You know what? Now that I look at them, I'm like, gross. So I'm gonna go wash my hands and give these a little clean up, and we'll be right back. Bye. Okay, sorry about that. That is one thing, and maybe it's just me. Look, all clean. Um, I have very few, if any, like notes for other content creators that where you're gonna see their hand, like it's not their face. So like diamond painting, for instance, and like there's other arts and crafts and stuff where the angle is very similar to this, where you're just looking at someone doing some work with their hands. And it depends on what it is, you know, like if someone is showing you how to garden, then you can't expect them to have the cleanest hands, or how to do landscape, or even like woodworking and stuff like that. Like a lot of those tools and all that stuff they're just, it's gonna be not the cleanest environment. But I do have a hard time when, and I don't know if this is like, everyone knows about it, Anthony, and you know, like, I don't know if I'm saying something that is just like, we get it, or how dare you, but I have a tough time with more than just like everyday like fingernails and stuff, everyday like dirty. I don't even know how to say it without, I don't want to offend anybody, but no, I kind of don't watch WIP chats or something if someone's fingers are like, their fingernails are particularly like unkempt. And that's just a personal preference, and I don't know why it ekes me out. It ekes me out in person too. If I am interacting with someone and they like reach out their hand to grab something from me, or to go shake my hand, and I happen to notice that there's like a bunch of black gunk under the fingernails, or I don't know. And everyone's lifestyle is different. You know, maybe it's just not something that some people think about, or they don't have the time or the energy or the ability to like keep their hands perfectly clean. And I'm not really even saying that. It's just, I think if you're gonna put up a video to share with people, and you're gonna take the time to set up the lighting and get the camera just right, and now let's put up the live chat, and let's do this, and let's turn on StreamYard, and let's go over here. You know what could also be part of that process is just running those bad boys through a little soap and water. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know if that's gonna get me in trouble, but that is my preference, and that is why when I saw my own hands, fresh from a mountain hike with a dog that's been jumping around in mud, and they looked a little gnarly, I popped over to the bathroom for a quick wash and clip. So my apologies if you are in the same boat, or you have the same sentiment as me, where you'd prefer those digits to be a little bit clean when you're gonna have to stare at them for an hour or half an hour or whatever. My apologies if those were looking a little bit nasty. And if I go back through in my editing and they look too egregious, we may need to redo this WIP and chat. So yeah. And another thing too that I don't know if I call it out very much, but you know, I am also a very new diamond painter relatively. I think we're in month 6 or 7. Relatively new diamond painter, and I'm also a real novice when it comes to things like multi-placing and that type of thing. So if you see some etiquette that you are like, oh, why does he do it like that? A, my apologies, and B, please let me know in the comments, because I'd like to learn and grow and develop too. And a lot of this stuff that I do is just like, not necessarily for me seeing someone else do it, but it's just like, this is what makes sense to me to get this to work. And sometimes I take the long road and I'm blind to the easier route or the more efficient route. Sometimes I do it the hard way because in my head, I don't know why, but I do it a lot. So if you see something that's like, wouldn't it be easier if you just, or I don't see why he wouldn't, then please write it, because I will not be offended. I need constructive criticism so I can be a more proficient diamond painter. So I think next on my list is to move up to a 4-placer. This is a 3-placer and it's as high as I've gotten so far. So I'm going to bump up to a 4-placer. These are everlasting tips, by the way. So I need to order their 4-placer, and I might do 1 4 and 1. Should I go right to 6 or should I go 5? In my head, I was thinking I'd just go up 1 at a time every, month or couple of months. That way, by the end of it, I have, the full shebang. But who knows? I might jump to a 6. We'll see. These are the second AB, or one of the ABs in this kit. I think there's a total of 3, maybe 4. So you can see there was no rhyme or reason as to, at least in my head, why they picked this color. It's not like it's highlighting a particular area. It's just whatever that symbol is, it gets an AB. It doesn't matter where it is on the canvas, it's getting it. So I think it's just a little bit kind of pick randomly and hope it looks good. And it doesn't really matter if there's a few of that color or half the canvas of that color. It's happening. So get on board. Okay, let's see. I'm not really sure where we're at on time either. I'm gonna put this over here. And I typically don't have this many colors out, but I want to just keep kind of chatting and rolling with you guys. So I haven't really been, so I've just been grabbing more and more trays. So eventually I'll run out of trays and I'll run out of ability to process this many colors sitting in front of me at one time. So we'll have to call it eventually, but let's go ahead and do a few more of this really beautiful kind of, it's not even really mint, I wouldn't say. It's like a super light greenish blue. And where is my dog? Hold on, one moment. Apollo? What are you doing, baby? Come on. Sorry, he is not to be trusted. I turned around, he was laying behind me, and then he got up. Hi, baby. Go on. Go lay down. He's gonna cram himself under the chair, or under the crafting table. That's his little spot. And he's getting so big. His other spot is under the bed, because I have like my bed frame. It goes up fairly high, but he gets himself underneath this table. And now it's like, when before I couldn't even notice it until he laid his like head on my foot or something. Now he like makes a racket getting under there, because he kind of like bangs around a little bit to kind of fit himself under there. And then when he gets under the bed, it is like, he cannot fit under there is the bottom line. But he forces his way down in there, and he'll fall asleep under there. But then when it's time to get up, he doesn't want to get out, A, because he's a husky and he's being ornery, but B, he like physically can't really get his legs under him to shimmy himself out now. So I have to like lay down on the floor under the bed, and he'll put his little paws out, his front legs out, and I have to like kind of get him under his little armpits of his front legs and just kind of slide him out, because he gets stuck, and he won't even whine or anything. He just looks at me like, this is now your problem. Like he doesn't even like freak out about it. He's like, you'll figure it out. So I gotta figure out, I'm hoping that he'll just get too big to even want to get under there. But as it stands, he loves, I think it's probably also because it's cooler. So he'll jam his little body, his giant puppy body in there. And then it's for me to figure out when when it's time to get up. So that's what's going on with him. But yeah, we'll go ahead and kind of start to wrap it up. I'm not sure how long we're into this. And even if it's a short one, it's okay. I have the AC off to record because the fan's really loud, and so it's starting to get a little toasty, and I think that's why my friend over here is starting to get a little restless, because he's he's hot. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this canvas. It is, these bits here are pretty confetti heavy, I will say. Like this little area, this area here. But once you get to the sky and some of the larger patches of snow, I'm probably gonna have entire sections. Whoops, wrong place. Let me slide. This is poured glue, by the way. So I do have sections that are all 5200. So I'll be able to crank through those pretty quickly, I'm assuming, unless they've decided to throw in like a that slightly different ivory color in everywhere. That might be a little bit more of a pain, but I was able to get through the 2 sections that I did do in one night. So I should be able to finish this one today, and then we'll see what the next piece that I peel off of that release paper reveals. We'll see what we've got to work with, but I'm hoping that this moves quickly. I'd like to get it done by the end of the event, which ends July 31st. In fact, I'd like to get it done with maybe a week to spare so I can start in on Zodiac by Alphonse Mucha. That is another Old Masters kit that I picked up that I wanted to do for this event. And so I'm hoping that maybe I can start that, and maybe that'll be the kit that transitions over to fall with me, because the color scheme on that kit and that artwork is very fall. Lots of mustards and kind of those orangey reds, burnt orange. I think there was even some like deeper greens and blues in there. It was just very fall, kind of more royal, richer tones, as opposed to this, which is kind of light, bright, icy. So I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, that's about it. I think I'm going to let you go. I love doing these whip and chats, so I'll keep on keeping on, and someday I may even try to do a live at one point, and maybe those will be a little bit longer, just so there's enough time to chat with everyone and you can really get a good session in. But who knows what the future holds. Leave in the comments, if you have any suggestions for how to better my diamond painting skills, and then B, what kind of content do you like seeing most? Do you prefer when someone does mostly whip-in chats or mostly unboxings, or do you like to see a live pop up every once in a while, or a nice blend of everything? Make sure to just kind of let me know what your thoughts on that are, because I'm open to suggestions, and this is, this channel and how I record is ever evolving. So yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. I hope that you were able to get a relatively decent chunk of whatever it is you're working on done, or if you just kind of sat and stared, I hope that this was entertaining for you and my diamond painting skills didn't make your eyes twitch too much. But other than that, I will let you go. Have an excellent rest of your week. Stay happy, and hope you and your family, if whatever that is for you, mine's my little pet family, are doing well. And as always, happy placing. Thanks again. Bye, 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 bye.